I'm Nicola Gore, and this is Neutral Zone.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Fran.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's so nice to be here with
Giving
you
up your
today.
Saturday morning. You've already given me some treats and a coffee.
It's for a good cause.
I'm right at home.
Enjoy.
How much of your identity do you think is tied to dentistry, Nicola?
Well, you know what? Since the age of 18, I've been doing dentistry, right? And I'm not going to tell you how old I am.
Well, it's 10 years.
So now that I'm 25, no, I'm joking. So you can imagine that I have been sort of eating, breathing, and doing dentistry my whole life. And so I would say, you know what, dentistry is intertwined in my body, in my brain, in my everything within me. And there is never a moment where I'm free of dentistry. Dentistry is within me, and I can't leave it. It's just like it's embedded completely. and that's how I feel about dentistry. So I can't like tell you that it's a separate entity to my life. It's not.
It's your whole world.
It's my whole world, because since I've been 18 and since coming to England, at that age and doing A-levels, all my thought was to get into dental school. And when I got it, I was so grateful and felt so privileged to be studying at Guy's Hospital. And I think that moment was the turning point where I thought dentistry is going to be my life.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you moved straight to London?
Yes.
At 60?
So I was, I moved to London in 1987, and I was starting to do my A-levels because I did my O-levels in Iran. But also there's a twist to the story because I was born in England. I was born in Bristol. Yeah. And I was in Bristol till the age of 4 because my parents, both being in the medical profession, they were working in various hospitals. So then subsequently we moved to Iran because Iran had a good life then. And, you know, we were living like Europeans. So my parents moved there. They opened up various hospitals. And my dad is an orthopedic, he passed away sadly, was an orthopedic surgeon. My mom, a consultant midwife. And that's how we just stayed in Iran because life was good. And then the revolution hit. There was Iran-Iraq war, a bit similar to current situation. And that's when we decided to return. For us, we are 3 sisters, for us to go to university. So that's how we came back. And to be honest with you, never looked back on our life.
Have all 3 sisters gone into medical?
No. I'm a dentist. One of my middle sisters is an electronic engineer, and my baby sister's a lawyer.
Are you the oldest, Nicola?
I'm the eldest.
Oh.
Yes, and they've both married dentists.
Really?
Yes. So
your whole world really is dentistry.
Is dentistry. My whole world is dentistry. And, you know, I used to work 6 or 7 days a week. Since COVID, I got more clever. I decided not to work my Saturdays and have my Saturdays free. But up to COVID time, we're working quite hard, long hours, sometimes 70, 80 hours a week.
Really?
I used to put
Just
in.
clinical?
Just clinical dentistry.
Wow.
And obviously having a trainee in the practice, working between 2 different practices. You know, it was hard work, hardcore dentistry. Like I would say I'm quite a wet-handed dentist. So, you know, my bread and butter is general dentistry and I do everything. Now I've got a bit more clever. I choose and I refer. But up to, I would say, 10 years ago, I wasn't doing that. I was doing everything myself, including implants.
Really?
Yeah, so I would never refer anything out. But now I refer the majority of the work out, like specialist stuff.
Working a bit smarter.
Yeah, smarter, not harder.
Yeah. You mentioned being a VT trainer.
Yeah.
For those of the listeners who don't know you, what other pies do you have your hand in dentistry? Because there are a lot.
Lots, yeah. So I became a VT trainer, or we call it Dental Foundation trainer, or educational supervisor since 2004. And since then, I've had cumulative number of 30 trainees that I've trained. Yes, because some years I doubled it up. So some years I had 2 trainees or 3 trainees. So I'm actually on my 30th trainee now.
Wow,
yeah, which is thank you, which is amazing, and I love it. And to be honest, some people think I do it for money. There's no money in it. There is no money. It's just like I feel like I can empower someone else's life and give them motivation to continue, because dentistry is a hard job. Dentistry is not an easy job. And for even the best in the field, we get anxiety, we worry about stuff. A lot of us are very conscientious. We're worried about GDC. So I feel like I can be their backup for the rest of their life, and they can, or mom or grandma or whatever.
Big sister.
Yeah, but that nicely led me into Dentistry in a Nutshell, which is the book that Robbie and I published in 2021. And that book has played a major role in my life. It opened up a lot of doors to many pies. I enjoyed writing that. But it got to a stage where I thought there's not enough chapters in this. I need, the help of other people and that's when I asked you, when you were, with your biomimetic dentistry and all your skill set, whether you and Stuart could be helping us with the chapter, and you both agreed, and I'm so grateful. So that hopefully is going to be launched soon, Fran, and thank you for all your hard work.
Welcome.
So Dentistry in a Nutshell 2 coming out, and then another thing which going back to all the empowerment that I want to give out was actually founding British Iranian Dental Association, which is the first one in UK. We've never had one. We've had British Iranian Medical, and everyone has been under that umbrella. But now we have a specific British Iranian Dental Association, which me and my husband, we founded, and I am the president. And we've got almost 3,000 members. Yeah, so which is really good. And I feel it's like a homely place where people can come to me, discuss stuff, jobs. A lot of people are overseas graduates. They want, help and support. So it's been a safe place for many British Iranian dentists. And, we do beta breakfast clubs, we do galas and events and stuff like that. So that's been another big, major pie in my life. And on top of that, obviously, everything to do with dentistry in a nutshell, regarding opening up a platform. We have an app for it. It's called Diane Club. And soon to be released Diane Academy, which I would love you to be part of it. So, and also I'm a tutor in Kings, which I love. I love being a tutor in Kings.
God, Nick, I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
How many days a week do you work clinical here?
Here I'm 2 days in Totteridge. 2 days. So since September, my diary changed. So 2 days in Totteridge, 2 days in Harrowfield, where I do my training with my VT, and then I have 1 day in Kings. And then all the evenings are dedicated to Zoom with Rabia, going through the book. We Zoom with our various authors of our new book, and also, with the editor, with the publishing company. Writing a book is not a joke. It takes over your life, seriously.
I can only imagine. Even with the tiny little editing bits of our chapter, but the whole thing must be
just
so much admin.
Just writing an article for a journal can be so daunting, let alone writing a dental book, which might go around, if we're lucky enough, around everywhere. And then, people can pick on it. So it's got to be factual, it's got to be accurate, it's got to be correct. So that's why it's taken a while for Diane 2 to be published. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah.
Diane, so Dentistry in a Nutshell, the textbook. Where did that idea come from? What made you want to write a textbook for dentists?
So the idea came from the fact that I'm a trainer, educational supervisor, and every year, just imagine 30 trainees. Every year you're teaching them the same thing: jaw registration, primary impressions, secondary impressions, crown prep, bridge prep, treatment planning, medical emergencies, oral surgery, surgical procedures, implants, ortho, assessments, guidelines, NICE, SD-CEP, it's just long, endless. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make my life easy. I'm going to write, like for each topic, I'm going to write flowcharts just purely to help my trainees. So I started writing flowcharts for bridges, for crowns, so I could then say, today we're doing a crown prep, for instance, an EMAX crown prep. What do we consider from patient's medical history to, what type of local anesthetic we're giving, have you checked the occlusion, etc. So I started writing it. And once I did about 3 or 4 chapters, I thought, this is really good. And then I was just introduced to Instagram then by my kids, my daughters, Jasmine and Lily. And they made the name Dental Cosmetics for me. And they said, Mom, you need to be on Instagram. Like, I was on YouTube, but they said YouTube, not many people engage with it, so you have to join Instagram. So they made my page and everything, I think 2018 or 2019. And then I saw this person, this dentist, Rabia, on Instagram. And every time I opened Instagram, there was no stories there. It was just posts. She would be discussing an x-ray, or she would be, and I knew she was like thousands of years younger than me. But she was very motivated. So I said to myself, let me message her on Instagram. So I got Jasmine or Lily, one of them, to message, because I don't know how to even use Instagram. And then I said, I'm working on a project. Why don't you come over? And you know what? The same day she came over. It was like it was meant to be. She came over, and even despite the fact that her husband said, why are you going to meet a random woman on Instagram? Like, she got the Rabia goes, because she lives close. She's close. So we messaged each other, and then we started chatting. And that's how just the book evolved. And then COVID hit. Very organic. And then me and Rabia just really sort of, even though we're thousands of years in age apart, but we hit it on very well. And, her youth and her youthful experience and my sort of more senior experience all intertwined together. And it actually is a good mix, because I see things from her perspective, she'll see things from my perspective. And that's how the books become a good, solid book, because it's not just one way of thinking. And, we've got different discipline way of thinking about it.
When you're a VT trainer, I know there's the training days the VTs go off to, but are you given like a curriculum you have to teach, or any guidance?
Yes, so we have a portfolio of evidence, where we have to do a lot of work-based assessments. So for instance, we do something called DOPS, direct observation techniques. We do something called mini KEX, so which is like we go into the room and we just observe them from the moment they're talking to the patient to doing all the checkup, examination. So we have a lot of work-based assessments to do on the portfolio, and there's a certain number they have to achieve, and then they have to target that work-based assessments to different competencies. For instance, oral surgery, for instance, restorative prosthodontics. So that's how then we end up doing a whole lot of work with them. So then the work will not just be based on one thing. And then that portfolio of evidence is what they get, actually, they pass based on that. So if they don't have enough evidence in the portfolio, it means they're weak and they can't pass their foundation.
I don't remember any of this,
Yeah, I think at your time, you might have had written booklet.
Maybe.
Which year did you qualify?
2013.
Yeah, I think then it was all written. No, yes, it was written. It was in a folder. And now it's all online. Or maybe you didn't do it, Fran. But those days, there wasn't so strict. They weren't so strict those days. Now it's really strict. So everything has to be evidenced. And this evidence stays till the rest of their life.
Interesting.
So, it goes back, everything goes back on this. And there are some trainees who actually don't pass the year and have to do an extra 6 months.
Yeah, maybe that does ring a bell actually at the time. I must have done something.
Yeah, depends which deanery you were. If you were up north, they're a bit less strict.
Yeah. Yorkshire.
Okay, so maybe they're a bit less strict than London.
Maybe.
Yeah, a bit chilled. It's colder.
It is colder up there, for sure. What has made the best student out of those 30? What are the qualities you think make a good best VT? Yeah.
If you have studied dentistry, you've already got the quality. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you have put 5 years of your life into a career which is not easy. You've managed your hand skills, your dexterity, communication. You've practiced a lot of stuff, and not just that, to be able to balance your work and balance dental school. Dental school is not easy. I teach in King's now, and I see how they've got quite a lot to do, quite a lot of evidence to fill, quite a lot of practical work to do. They don't do as much practical work as we did when we qualified, but they have to do sort of a few bits to pass and their case presentation. So I feel whoever qualifies as a dentist or is in dental school, has passed the 3rd year, is actually there, is motivated, is dedicated, and is there to go and become a good dentist. Yeah. But I think what separates the dentists from each other afterwards is the mentorship. So if you don't have a good mentor afterwards, that's really going to affect what route you're going to take. Because I always say, similar to a plant, the plant is nurtured in I don't know, in a garden, I don't know, in a wherever you buy plants from, and then you go and buy your plant and you bring it home. But if you don't look after it, if you don't water it, if you don't put it in somewhere which gets the sun, then that plant's going to die. And any career is a bit like that. If you don't have a good role model and a mentor after you qualify, then things could go pear-shaped. You could actually lose the potential to be a good dentist. You could actually get disappointed in the career, because it's a very tough career. I mean, let's be totally honest. And I know that on Instagram, people maybe make it look so wow, before and afters, and things and glamour and things we were discussing. But you know what? In reality, it is a tough job.
Yeah.
Just imagine doing a root canal on an upper right 7.
On someone really nervous.
Someone really nervous who can't open their mouth wide.
And you're 10 minutes behind when you get them in the chair already. Exactly.
And they're not numbing up, and you know that they're paying, and you know that you want to deliver, because let's face it, that if you're a dentist now, we've got a conscience and want to work according to our conscience. We're all scared of the GDC, and on top of that, we've got a patient in the chair. We don't want to do any harm to that patient. So, so we put all that stress into our body. All of that goes into our body. But if we don't have anyone to come and pat us on the back and say, you did a great job today, Fran, well done. Well done. And forget about how much money you earned, but just that, Fran, every single patient who walked out of the surgery today was saying how amazing you and your nurse were, and how well you did your job.
Such a lovely VT trainer. I don't know if I've ever had this.
It's important.
Who's mentored you then, going through your career?
Oh, those days there was no mentors. There were, honestly, I struggled.
Yeah.
I struggled. I mean, you can imagine, I came, even though I was born here, my English wasn't perfect. It still isn't.
I disagree.
And I had to really learn a lot of stuff. And those days, biology wasn't compulsory to get into dental school. So I had chemistry, physics, and maths. So when I went into dental school, the first year was horrendous. I failed every single subject.
Did you?
Every single subject I failed, and I had to pass it in summer. So I was like...
I was the same.
Were you? Oh, wow. So that makes us good dentists then.
More human.
I don't know, by the grace of God, I passed every single subject in the summer, and I moved myself to year 2. In year 2, I struggled again to the point where they pulled me over and they said that, Nicola, we don't think this dentistry is for you. You don't have the manual dexterity, and this was just working on phantom head in the first term. And, we're looking at students that we want to ask them to look at a different subject. And I'm like, you mean you're telling me to leave?
Ooh.
And I'm like, no way. I've studied so hard, A-levels, then passing the first year, failing, passing, getting to the second year. I literally dragged myself in. So I went home, spoke to my parents, and my dad obviously was a consultant orthopedic surgeon who was reading the BMJ. And actually there was an article on manual dexterity. And he said, he cut the article out, I remember it so well, and he gave it to me. And he said, go and give this to the person, which I'm not going to name him. He's still working. Go and give it to the person who said that you don't have the manual dexterity, and tell him that manual dexterity is acquired.
Interesting.
And he needs to be teaching you rather than criticizing you.
It's such a bold statement, especially for a 19, 20-year-old.
Exactly.
You're a baby. It's so harsh.
And if you don't have the support, like the family support to back you up, you will probably leave. A lot of people left. And a lot of 20 people left in my year.
Really? How many starting?
So we were 100.
Yeah.
We were 120 people left, and those days it was just guys. So guys were separate from King's and UCH. So it was just guys hospital, and we were 120 people left.
Gosh, that's a lot.
It was a lot because guys had this reputation of being the best in the country. So they thought, okay, eliminate.
Ooh.
So after that, I had... the person said to me, my tutor said that fine, we'll give you another term and let's see what you do in this term. And in that term, my group, we were 10 of us in the group, honestly, I owe them so much because they helped me so much. I'm going to cry now. They helped me so much. Every time I was cutting something or beveling something, or we had to go into the plaster room to pour something. One was behind me. Come on, do it this way. No, we're doing it this way. No, we're doing it that way. We'd study together. They pulled me through to the 3rd year. And then from the 3rd year, things settled. And those days, dentistry was 4 years.
Oh, was it? I didn't know.
So we were the last batch to be a 4-year degree. But you can imagine how much we did in that 4 years. We did like 20 root canals to get signed off for a root canal test, 20 crowns, and we had to make our crowns. We had to make our dentures. There was nothing that we would just send off like they do now. We had to literally sit in the lab and make it.
Make your own crowns.
But that's what makes you a better dentist.
Well, you understand that side, don't you? Then you understand what you need to give the technician.
Exactly. And I understand if something doesn't fit, why is it not fitting?
Yeah, and it's not
why?
It's not necessarily the lab.
Exactly. And why is it, do I have to send it back or can I adjust it in the chair?
Yeah.
And majority of the time, I adjust it in the chair. And in dentistry, in a nutshell, textbook, based on my own experience, I have got, 2 tables for prosthetics and tables for crown and bridge that I show how things, are not going well and how you're going to make it well, rather than sending it back to the troubleshooting, rather than sending it back to the lab, because that's time consuming and patients don't like it.
Yeah. Time is money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Time is money. And, and they don't want to go back and forth. People are paying and they want to have their work done straight away.
Yeah, everyone's busy.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with that group?
Yes.
Oh,
we're going to a reunion soon. 8th of May, we have a ball, and it's a King's ball, and it's because now it's all King under the umbrella of King. So we're going to a ball in Park Lane, one of the hotels.
Oh, nice.
So we've got 3 tables for my year group. Yeah, so it'd be lovely to see them. I am in touch with most of them. To be honest, Instagram.
Yeah.
It made it so easy to find people. I found you on Instagram.
Yes.
Didn't I? So, it makes it easy. Instagram has got its good place and it's got its bad place. It depends how you use it and what you're looking for. But, social media for me has been good.
Yeah. the positives have outweighed the negatives for me as well. What do you think are the negatives of it?
Of social media?
Dental Instagram.
So I think it depends what age you are. The younger group, I would say the Gen Zs do struggle with Instagram, and they do struggle with posting their work. Majority of them don't post it until it's perfect. Nothing is perfect.
I was going to say.
What is perfect?
Yeah.
I mean, who sets that standard for perfectionism? You know, even posting not before and after, but posting a photo of themselves, they don't want to do. And I'm not saying you should, I'm not a promoter of it, but what I'm trying to say is made people to feel a bit insecure about themselves. And that is not the good thing. That is not good.
Yeah, I don't like putting pictures of myself on it. Mine's mostly teeth.
Yeah.
Even now I'm behind.
But I mean, I'm not a big promoter that we should be posting every day or stories every day. It depends how you feel. You know, if you feel like you can handle it, then do it.
Yeah.
But if you feel it's too much and is affecting your peace, then don't do it.
Yeah,
and there will
mandatory.
It'll be moments where I feel, oh, I need to protect my peace. I need to protect. I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing, where I'm going, what's happening in my life. And you want to protect and you want to have a boundary, which is fine.
Yeah. The busier I am at work clinically, the less I'm posting.
Yeah.
Which is, I think people think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
So everything has a degree of fake to it.
Yeah.
See, the days where I probably the weeks I look the busiest, posting the most, is where I've got a gap where I can actually sit there and do something.
And do it. Exactly.
So I have a rule that I do not post posts out of work time.
Yeah.
I don't want it to take up any more time. They're just quick.
That's a really good rule, Fran.
Yeah.
Because then you can carry on with the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Life is not just social media. Life is...
No, it's not real.
No. And there's so much in life where you can enjoy just walking in the park. I see people walking in the park and their head is in their phone. So what's the point? Sit on a sofa. Why are you in the park?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Look
up, check what's going on. Look at that dog running, or look at that bird, or look at the sky. You know, we don't pay attention to detail anymore. And we are not present anymore. Nobody is present. Everybody is like in their own cuckoo land.
Yeah.
You know, even in a restaurant, you have a look at people. Everyone's got their phones.
It's true. One of the things I've liked about doing this podcast is you're actually sat for an hour with a person having a proper conversation.
That's
and
true.
It's almost lost nowadays. You have the odd bit, even with your best friends.
Yeah.
I interviewed one of my very best friends on here a few episodes ago, and I know things about him that I never knew. I've known him for 18 years.
Exactly.
And I think that's very sad.
It is sad because we don't listen.
Yeah, we don't. No.
We don't listen.
There's too much going on.
And also when we're each other, we talk and then we jump from one conversation to the other. And then you know, a text comes and it messes with your head if it's not a good text, or if it's a bad text, or if it's something that you don't want to look at it then, you know, and all this does affect our mental health.
100%.
Everyone has got some issue. There is no single person now that is not worried about something.
Yeah.
And if you think that person is happier than that, they're not.
No.
It's just
an
maybe
illusion.
It's an illusion, or maybe it's just that Instagram making it look like they're so happy, but whereas they're not happy, they're just posting what's happy.
what they think is happy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
When you're not a dentist then, Nicola, when you are walking through the park, what lifts you up? What do you do to look after yourself? You're a busy lady.
Yes, I'm very busy, Fran. It's I mean, since my father passed away, I have been very, very busy till COVID. Very busy because we opened up 2 squat practices. This Totteridge was a squat in 2009. Harrowville was a squat in 2002. You know, we've worked hard for compliance, staffing, dentists, you know, materials. On top of that, our own life, raising kids. You know, it's been a huge uphill struggle. And on top of that, like, you know, I was trying to get into education, so I have to do my PG certs and diplomas and whatnot, and So it has been a struggle, to say the least. However, since COVID hit, I decided that it was so nice to have the 3 months off, even though none of us relaxed. Either we're baking or wiping stuff or thinking of how to open up our dental practices. And I worked hard to put protocols in place for a lot of dentists through Pandora and through BIDA, British Iranian Dental Association. And we took that to legislation, and that's how we managed to open up the practice. I was heavily involved in that, to set up the protocols for returning back to work on 8th of June. Yes.
Nationally?
Yes, nationally.
Gosh,
so I was
determined.
Yes, no, I was determined. We have to get back.
But you weren't baking.
Yeah, I wasn't baking. I was Zooming every day, every single day. And my friends who got involved with me now blame me. They said, you don't let us enjoy our 3 months, because I was looking at PP level 1, 2, 3. This is what we need. I was making videos in the practice, sending it to everyone. This is how the patient enters from one place, leaves the other place.
Gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so through somewhere called Pandora, which is a group of I think we're 100 dentists altogether, and then BIDA as well, British Iranian Dental Association. I helped them, move their practices forward. That's how British Iranian Dental Association was born, because I got a group of British Iranian dentists together, and then because there were so many, I said, well, let's just make it an association. We patented it and got everything set up as an association. After COVID, I decided that I have to look after my own health. My father passed away and my mom was on her own. So I decided to make my life smaller. And children were going to university by then. My daughters, one of them was in Brighton and the other one went to Birmingham to study. And sort of I had a little bit more freedom. So I decided that I'm going to make my life small and condensed. So we moved in with my mom. So my mom wouldn't be on her own. So I could be with her all the time, cook together, eat together, be with her. And I decided to focus on my own health. So I started going to the gym more and started training more. And because I wanted to be home evenings with my mom to have dinner, or sometimes I had a late patient, I needed to stay at work. So I decided I'll go to the gym in the mornings.
Before work?
Yeah, so now not every morning, 4 times a week, I'm in the gym at 6:30 a.m. Yeah. That's when I do my training. Yeah. And it's good. I come out, getting there is hard. Trust me.
Of course.
Waking up in the dark is cold, it's miserable. You slept late the night before because I've been Zooming with Rabia or my authors or whatever. But I wake up, I go to the gym, I come out. There's an Aldi. I do majority of my food shop there. Then I go to the Turkish supermarket. I do some more shopping there. I go and get my coffee, sit in the car and drive to Harrowfield if I'm going to Harrowfield, if I'm going to Totteridge and go to Totteridge. But by 8:30, I've done everything.
Yeah.
I've done my grocery shopping. Everything's done. And then that's why I go to work with a chilled mind, empty head, that I have nothing to worry about apart from today's
the task
work.
in hand. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after that, I have no agenda to get anywhere. But so going back to your question, we diverted a lot, is that exercise has become a big thing in my life. And for anything I do, I have to have aim and objective, and I just don't like to do it randomly. So my first aim and objective was to lose weight and get fit. Then after that, I thought I need another aim. So then I decided to look into high rocks, and my daughter introduced me to it. Again, my daughters, they push me to do stuff, and they don't do it themselves. And then I decided to take on high rocks, and I trained for that. Quite a lot, went to Greece to train, ended up with a broken toe, playing paddle. And then I registered in December last year for my first high rocks. I did that with a friend. And then after that, I just got the bug. I thought, I won't do it again. So I registered. I did it 2 days ago again.
Oh, congrats.
My second high rocks with another friend, with Coco, which she's a dentist as well. And you know what? That's been my thing now. Fitness, Pilates. This is what I do now. And then my other thing outside clinical dentistry is education.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think it makes sense when you're saying your journey, why you then want to help others.
Yeah.
Especially
I think
when they put you down so early as well.
so early.
Yeah.
But you know what? The secret, I'm so glad they did that because that made me what I am now. If I had a cushy university time, I wouldn't have been this driven.
Yeah.
You know, I think you get the drive when you fail.
I think I agree with you. It's not wanting to prove a point. It's probably the wrong way, but somewhere in you think, I'm going to show you.
Yeah, I'm going to show you. And it's so interesting you say that because the same guy who actually told me to leave dental school was the one who examined me in Eastman for my thesis, for my MCLIN Dent.
Really?
In prosthodontics.
Ooh.
And I knew my thesis back to front. I had practiced it with we had 2 other, Joe Batt and Fortis Malas were in my year. We were the second batch of MCLIN Dent in prosthodontics.
Really?
In Queen Mary, but it was joint with Eastman then. I mean, we had like bounced back questions so much. We knew it so well. So when I went in and I saw him, I froze and I thought, oh my God, from all these people, why is it him examining me? But I pulled myself together and I said, Nicola Gore, you know this because this is your thesis.
Full circle, isn't it?
Yeah. And then when I finished and we got pass on the same day, they tell you whether you pass or fail your thesis. And he goes, it would have been a shame if you had left dentistry. And I'm like, no thanks to you.
Oh dear.
So yeah, I think, you know, if you have had a few falls and a few setbacks, then you become unstoppable.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you. Nothing, you know, people can always try to hurt you or bring you down. But back of your mind, you build that resilience. And you just think life is so short. I don't care what other people think of me.
One person's opinion, especially. I think it's too early to say something like that to anyone.
Exactly. How do you know they're going to make a good dentist?
You don't know what's going on in your life at that point, or
who you are,
and
what your aim is, what your ambition is. How did you get to that point?
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I never make a judgment on anyone unless I see what their journey has been.
Yeah, I agree.
And I've had a lot of trainees that have had a lot of problems. They call it neurodiversities now. So I had a lot of problems. And they've become the best dentists. Whereas they didn't have any confidence in themselves. Maybe the team also brought them down. But you know what? They've become the best dentists. They've become confident. They know what their weaknesses are. They know what their strengths are. And based on that, and my advice to anyone young starting in a field of dentistry or any career is that know what your weaknesses and strengths are.
Yeah, know yourself.
You know, even write it down. And you know, I really believe in Venn diagrams. I do that all the time, and I've taught my children to do it. You know, that like write down what this, you are in the middle, and what are your aims for this year, for 2026. Write it down. It could be very trivial, like I want to learn to bake a cake, for instance. It could be that, or it could be I want to look into how to trade.
Yeah. Or
I want to do a master's degree, you know, but if you don't put that in your subconscious mind, it'll never happen. It's like writing a to-do list the night before, right? So if I have a day off and I don't write a to-do list, my day off will be so useless and aimless. I will do nothing. And then I think to myself, I should have just gone to work. I didn't do anything today. But if I write a list, a to-do list, then honestly, I do over and above that. So life is like that. You know, you need to write things down, your aim and objective of what you want to be. Maybe you don't know yet, but the more you write down, you will know why you're here.
Even taking that time to think, like, how often do we sit down and think, what do I want?
Exactly.
Or just stop in time. Because you're just in a rat race, aren't you? Or routine and in a rut sometimes.
Yes.
I think that's great advice.
Yeah, you're right, Fran. And it's like, you know, if I tell you today, like, Fran, shall we go somewhere? And like, you'll say, oh, let's go to Birmingham, let's go to Cotswold. But we have no plan.
Yeah.
We'll end up just sitting here. But if we have a plan, say, today we're going to Birmingham, all we need to do is just find the route.
I think this is the eldest daughter in us both, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate it when you're trying to make plans with someone. They're like, yeah, I don't mind, whatever. What time? Oh, I'm free in the afternoon. Like, no, let's do 1 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
I need a plan of action.
Specific, yeah. That's a Taurus in you, Fran. You need to be in charge.
Control.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what I like about you, Fran.
Oh.
No, but seriously, you are very good you're a good organized person. You're really good at returning texts and messages. And I love that in people. It means that you're dependable. I can depend on you. Like if I need something, I know Fran will be there.
Oh.
And I know that you're probably busy. You just probably saw a patient, but you thought, okay, let me just answer this text quickly. It takes 2 seconds. But whereas there are some people that you message them and days, and those people I can't rely on.
Yeah, I agree. The thing is nowadays, you're not telling me someone's not seeing your message. We're on our phones constantly.
All the time. Exactly.
It takes 2 seconds. If I'm too busy, I'll say,
busy now. Yeah.
Up to the neck in it. Let me get back to you at 5 if that's okay or something. But
exactly. But you responded.
Yeah. At least there's a back and forth.
Exactly.
Yeah. You can't get anything. You can't write a book without people replying.
Exactly. You can't. You can't run anything. You can't run a business. You can't do anything without reply. You need, and that's another important thing. Be on it. I know that all of us, we procrastinate. We all do. Yeah. But we need to find a way to get out of this system. Otherwise, it'll take over our life. And we need to be on it. If you do it now, then it's done. It's like loading a dishwasher. Don't put in the sink. Just put in the dishwasher straight away. It's finished.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
I agree. I think when you're talking about that, actually, I think that is dentistry, is doing.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people hesitating all the time. And unless you throw yourself in and get your hands wet, like you said before, you can't learn. You've got to do it. Just do it.
You have to.
Throw yourself in. It's the only way to learn. There's that, people talk about learning curves. And I've been thinking about that more and more with when you first start learning dentistry as well, is from looking back at my group and peers and things, the ones that did the most at the beginning are the ones that have the head start.
Yeah.
But you got to not be scared.
No, exactly. Yeah, but also doing too much from the beginning, I don't agree with that either. So a lot of my trainees say, oh, should I go and do this course? And should I do that course? I said, look, what is your aim?
In VT, they're thinking, oh, no, I don't think in that respect.
In VT or straight after.
Yeah.
Even straight after. Oh, shall I go and observe this dentist? Or this dentist is really good. Shall I go and observe? I said, listen to me. You have to write down what is it you want. Are you heading towards teaching, being a consultant, education, or do you want to be a really good associate, only not interested in extra qualification, or do you want to have maybe a qualification on the side? So you have so many pathways you can take, but you need to know what you want, and you're not going to know that now.
Yeah.
Because you're just learning the basics. So give yourself a year, become a good associate, work as an associate, really good, do your mistakes, do everything.
Yeah.
And working on the NHS is not a bad thing.
No.
I learned all my dentistry on the NHS.
Me too. I was the last to leave. I did the last to leave of my group. And I was probably technically most qualified on paper.
Yeah.
But I had in my head that there was a level I wanted to be at before I could charge people.
Yes, exactly.
Private dentistry is expensive.
How many years did you do?
From VT onwards, 8 or 9.
Oh, wow, you did quite a lot.
Yeah.
You did a lot.
Full time, yeah.
That's really good, Fran. And that's why you made, I'm not saying under the NHS made you mistakes, but you were not worried that you're charging people tons of money and not producing the work you need to produce.
Yeah, I agree.
And getting complaints.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were doing things very well.
Over-deliver.
Exactly. Than under-deliver.
I think it's quite ballsy to go out into private practice with one year. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how they would
do it, but they've definitely got something like,
if you
maybe
have good support,
yeah.
then you can. But you definitely need minimum, in my opinion, 2 years to work under the NHS to give a little back. Firstly,
Yes.
look, your majority of the university, even though you took a loan out, but it is government funded
subsidized,
and taxpayer money. It's heavily subsidized. So somebody who does a degree, say maths, pays the same amount as someone who does medicine or dentistry. So they're paying towards your degree. So in return, you have to give back a little. And it's very important to,
I think that at uni we had a girl in our halls doing theology, and she was probably in 3 hours a week. And at the time, you know, you're so jealous, aren't you? Because you're tired and whatever. Then you think, the amount I'm paying per lecture compared to this girl, and we've got the same fees, is outrageous.
Outrageous. Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah, it is. And so give a little back to NHS, work under the NHS, find yourself a good role model. I didn't have a role model. I had to figure everything out myself. And people who qualified around my time was the same. But I think my role model was my dad. Definitely my mom and dad. They supported me 100%. And then after that, Matt, my husband. But before that, I was just figuring out myself, oh, this friend did masters, I should do masters. It wasn't like, oh, should I? But the funny thing is, I started thinking of masters and everyone followed me. And then I was working in Australia for a year. I did 2 years NHS. I did 1 year foundation training, VT. I did 2 years in hospital. I did max fax. I did general dentistry and then I did max fax. And then I did general dentistry again, then went to Australia. And I kept applying for master's degrees. And then that's when I got into MClean Dent. But
it's very similar to my pathway, you know, very similar.
You did the same DCT?
I did VT and then a year and a bit of max fax SHO, back into general, and I knew I missed restorative and max fax, but I loved max fax and nearly went and did it.
Did you?
And then came down to London to do a restorative master's at Eastman, part-time.
Oh, so similar.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar. So yeah, and I think after that, you just, other people, non-dentists even come into your life and become your role model. But I had an older dentist who was working with me in Boots. Boots Dental Care was a corporate practice. When I finished my master's MClean Dent, I went to work for Boots. And this guy, Dr. Anwar Omar, he had just recently sold his practice and came to work for Boots. By the way, Boots doesn't exist anymore. They're just opticians now, but they are dentists as well. And he came to work and he said, oh, Nicola, you know, I've sold my practice and I'm moving to Australia. However, I have bought a computer shop, which I want to turn it into a dental practice. I've got D1 for it from the council, but I want to move. Do you want a computer shop? Do you want to rent it from me? And that's how it started.
Really?
Yeah. And every day, I was heavily pregnant with my first daughter, Jasmine. And every day, like a double glazing salesman, he would be at my door with his laptop. Look, these are the figures you could be earning. This, and I had no idea. You know, we don't have any idea about figures, do we? As a dentist, they don't teach us that.
Especially as an associate,
we don't know profit and loss. I still don't know it. Don't tell my accountant. So every day was turning up. This is your potential earning for this year because you squat practice. You don't have a big loan. Anyway, he sold the idea to me, and that's how I set up. And he was my role model.
Oh.
You know, at the time, because there was nobody else. My parents were not into dentistry. I have nobody into dentistry.
Yeah.
So you need to have a good support around you to be able.
Almost that little push. Putting other ideas into your head.
Yeah, and also if you have the idea, somebody to flourish it, not bring you down.
Yeah.
Somebody to say, right, you want to do this? I'll help you. And this is what I try to do with people.
Yeah.
With dentists. You know, you have an idea, I can do it. I can help you.
I had I think it's probably unfair to say I haven't had that many dental role models because they've been definitely have more at this point than I did back then. But one guy is reminding me of you a lot, and I went back into general practice in Sheffield after Max Fax year and a bit. His name's Adrian Ripley, and he did root canal. I don't know if he was a special interest.
Yeah.
Root canal on the NHS under a microscope, that kind of guy.
Okay.
And he
at that time.
Yeah. And he said, do you want to use this year as like another VT year? So I was like, absolutely. Because he was saying, you know, you're thrown in the deep end, and you are really, and you've got these treatment plans, you've just been in hospital, you're back here. So we did, and we'd sit, and
how wonderful.
He's the one that got me reading papers and stuff, and yeah, they're good people, those people.
And that's
rare.
What motivated you. Because you thought to yourself, well, if he's doing it and he's willing to help me. But then also, Fran, you must have had it in you. You must have had that fire which it got ignited.
Yes,
You know, because not everyone is interested in further education. And it's right. And it doesn't matter.
Actually, a lot of people would have probably seen that as a negative, because you want to get in and
you want to earn money.
Yeah, at that time, that's when everyone starts buying a car.
And exactly, a house, and they're getting married and this and that. Things change. But then if you've got it in you that you want to learn more, and you've got someone who's willing to teach you, and then you'll take that opportunity.
I remember his wife worked with us as well, and she used to say something that always stuck with me, just as a girl, as a lady. She's like, manicure, pedicure, hair, facial every month.
Every month.
Always stayed
with me.
That's
important.
Looking after yourself as a woman.
Yes, ladies.
Manicure, pedicure, hair.
Look after yourself. Look after your hair. Look after your skin, your nails, you know, drink water. Look after your nutrition, your diet. These are important. Education on one side, health on the other side, family on the other side. You know, you need to have everything.
They all help one another, don't
they? And all sort of intermingles. And that way you run a good life, a happy life. Because if you just focus on one thing and lose the other, that's not good.
No,
you need to have a balance.
You
need to have a balance. And people who don't have a balance are people who then start hating their work because they're overworking.
Oh, we're running over slightly. I'm going to tie it up. I've loved talking to you. The final question I always ask everybody, and you've hit on certain things already, but if you were to go back to first year of dental school or just graduated, what would you say to people at that point? Or what do you wish you'd been told?
In a way, I'm happy that I didn't have much idea about what I was going in for. Because I think if you know too much about, like, you know, I'll give you an example, like our kids, my kids, no dentist kids want to do dentistry. Because, you know what, they've seen their parents run a business, they get complaints, they get this, they're upset. You know, they think to themselves, why should I want to be doing that job?
Yeah, there are easier ways to make money.
Yeah, so in a way, I'm happy that I had no idea about dentistry. I didn't have a parent in dentistry. But what would have been nice would be to someone to tell me that hang in there and be strong. Rather than criticizing me, be strong. You got this. You're here. And I tell everyone this. If you are here in dental school, means you are above average in your IQ, in your intelligence, because you got in. Okay, I'm not saying dentists are all intelligent, but you're capable, you're dedicated, you're disciplined, you got in. So you will stay, you will be there, and you will stay in this profession. So build your resilience and become strong. You know, because this type of profession you need to be quite resilient in. But then just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Whatever comes your way, just do that. And that's meant to be. I'm a big believer that we all get what has been destined to us. But if it comes to you, don't dismiss it.
Be open.
Be open. Be open. It's like the sliding door. You know, be open to getting what comes to you. Because if you have a closed mind, you will actually not see all the good things which are going to come to you. So have an open mind, be with good people who are happy, who bring out the best in you, not, you know, surround yourself with those, and be a positive person. Even though when things are going pear-shaped, be positive. Doesn't matter. Maybe it's happened for a reason.
Yeah, that's how we learn.
That's life.
Yeah.
That's life. And, you know, my life has always been like that. Up, down, down, up, from the moment I was in Iran to coming here, challenges. But the only thing which got me through is having a positive mind and saying whatever I'm getting is because it was meant to be for me. So fine, I accept it and I'll deal with it. And having positive friends around me, a good social circle, very important. good social circle. And also Matt has been amazing. It's been like, without him, I couldn't have been doing what I've been doing. So,
choose the right partner.
yeah, choose the right partner. How though? That's another podcast.
Don't we know it?
That is another podcast. I can't tell you how to choose the right partner, but I can tell you one thing: don't let your partner change you. That's all I can say. Stay authentic.
It's lovely seeing you together, though. When you're at the events, he's always there, supportive,
always in the background,
always happy.
It's like Maggie Thatcher, and I'm Maggie Thatcher.
He's happy to be behind the scenes.
To be in the background. He doesn't want anything. He says, you go, you do what you want, and I'm there. Yeah. And, and he's never tried to change me, never. And that is what I teach all the young females. I said, if you want to know who's a good partner, someone who's supportive and someone who doesn't want to change you, accepts you the way you are. Because the way you are now, you're just going to get worse than this. So if you're very dedicated, you're just going to become more dedicated.
More intense version of yourself.
So if you're happy with this and happy to accept them that they're going to get worse, then go for it.
I think you should have a column in a newspaper.
Yeah, I should.
Thank you so much. I won't give you any longer.
Thank you, Fran. It was lovely to talk to you.
You too.